Greyhaven swept past him, slotting a computer disk into a terminal and tapping a few keys. Uxnal grabbed him and threw him against the back wall. Staines was staring at the bank of monitors. The orbiter is still holding its position. Greyhaven stood. The Martian towered over him.
I know of your plans, Staines told me.
Uxnal raised his huge right claw and fired the gun on his wrist. The computer terminal pulsed and shattered. Staines isn't bright enough. Oh, but I am, the Home Secretary said, stepping forward. You were planning to send a signal to the Mars orbiter. You opened the airlocks before by remote control. You were planning to drop a bomb or something. Greyhaven looked over at him, and when he spoke, there was a tone of respect in his voice. The Mars 97 is powered by 2 atomic reactors. If the computers receive the right signal, they can be set to misphase and send each other critical. The explosion will be the equivalent of a 100 megaton bomb. You can probably guess which part of Mars I targeted.
The Argyre,
Uxnal grunted, the territory of his own clan. He checked the instruments once again.
The orbiter has not moved. You have failed.
The Martian pointed at Greyhaven's legs and fired his sonic disruptor. Every bone below the knee joint shattered. The Prime Minister buckled, unable to do anything but scream for the first couple of seconds. Staines was smiling. You thought I was stupid, didn't you, Teddy? You underestimated me, you see. Uxnal ignored him.
Why?
He asked. Because you killed Eve, Staines explained, trying to get back into the conversation. That blonde slip of a thing. Really, Teddy, I told you she'd be trouble.
Staines, you really are an idiot,
Greyhaven said through clenched teeth. The fact that my so-called ally tried to murder an entire village full of innocent people, including a woman I was fond of, didn't help. But I've always known that this thing would try to betray me. He thinks that we're animals. What were you going to use those prisoners at Gatwick for? Medical experiments? Target practice? Food? The Home Secretary bent over him, smiling. The Martians need a workforce. You said so yourself. Their population has seen rapid decline over recent centuries. Those criminals would have been put to useful work on Mars. Greyhaven's body was screaming at him, telling him that his only hope for survival was to lapse into unconsciousness. Greyhaven knew better than that. He wasn't going to survive. He only needed a minute more. Do you remember the words to rule Britannia? Britons never shall be slaves. Staines laughed. Uxnal and myself are partners, Teddy. We knew that you'd try to double-cross us. The Martians are helping to solve prison overcrowding. Those men are the lifers, the habitual criminals, the least desirable of the undesirable.
The scum of the earth,
Uxnal hissed in agreement. Staines was smiling his idiot grin. The Martians are our natural rulers, Teddy. They are superior beings. And you think that the Martians will let you have any power? Greyhaven rasped. They see our state-of-the-art science, our computers, lasers and nuclear reactors, and they sneer at them. To Uxnal, the pinnacles of human art are finger paintings. Our greatest philosophers speak platitudes not fit for the playground. The Martian raised his arm. It's gonna kill the human race like a farmer sprays his crops, and with the same compassion for the insects. I knew that all along. I also knew that Martians were weak. Most of them are impotent. Those that aren't are diseased or disordered. Look at that thing. Ask him why he needs constant blood transfusions. Ask him whether that massive brain of his can function without stimulants.
Mars is dying. Its people are dying. But we have this world. We will adapt it to our needs. Wagner has prepared plans for the first colonies. Within a century, this planet will be Iris-formed, its temperature lowered, its atmosphere thinned. We will survive. You think that your puny human intellect is a match for mine?
Greyhaven laughed.
Is he delirious?
No, I'm not, Greyhaven snapped. King Genius, you have overlooked one small detail.
Indeed?
Ixnal hissed scornfully. Yes, Greyhaven said, only needing to block out the pain just long enough to finish one more sentence. The fact that it takes 5 minutes to send a radio message from Earth to Mars. Staines and Ixnal spun to face the monitors. My signal should be arriving now. The orbiter's telemetry began to alter. The altitude was dropping. The retros were firing. The nuclear reactors began redlining. The computer interpreted the data, plotting the course of the orbiter as it skipped down through the thin Martian atmosphere. It was past the equator, streaking over the Valles Marinaris and the Noctis Labyrinth, crossing the Mare Erythraeum several times faster than the speed of sound. If the Martians lived underground, Greyhaven reflected, they probably couldn't hear the orbiter slicing its way down. The Martians were scared of fire, and now their sky was ablaze. The orbiter detonated right above the Argaea. Greyhaven was still laughing when Ixnal broke his neck.